Hello students, in my last class I told you what is equivalence relation. Now I'll explain you a important concept which is equivalence classes and partitions. Now what exactly is equivalence class? Now suppose there is a relation R which is a equivalence relation. Okay, so it is a equivalence relation on any set A. Okay, and there is a number A belongs to capital A. Then the set of all the elements of A which are related to A belongs to equivalence class of A. So equivalence class of A is represented by this, or it is also written as R of A. And how I am defining it? Any element belongs to A such that X comma A belongs to R. Okay, or you can say that for any or for each X belongs to A, for which I can say that X's are related to A will belongs to equivalence class of A. Right? Now let us consider a very simple example. Suppose I have a set A which has element 1, 2 and 3, and the relation defined over here is 1 comma 1, 1 comma 3, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 1 and 3 comma 3. Okay, now if I am forming I can form the equivalence class of 1, I can form an equivalence class of 2, I can form an equivalence class of 3 also. Let me first find out equivalence class of 1. Now what I said in the definition, every element of A which is R related to 1 will belong here. See here now, 1 is belonging to this, right? It is R related to 1. So first element will be 1. So obviously it is always reflexive. Equivalence relation is always reflexive. So the element for which I am finding out the equivalence class will always belong to this. Okay. Now see, 1 here is connected to 3 also. Then again I will move. Okay, done. So 1 is related to 1 and 1 is also related to 3. So this is the equivalence class of 1. Let me find out equivalence class of 2. As I said, 2 will always be there because this is equivalence relation. So I know that 2 comma 2 will be there because of reflexive property. Then I will search 2 is related to any other element. See, 2 is related to 2. I have already noted down and over. So in this equivalence class I have only one element. Now let us see the third element, 3. So for 3, as I said, 3 will definitely belong. Then I check 3 is related to 1, so I need to write 1 also, and 3 is related to 3 which I have already written. Correct? Now observe one thing here. Equivalence class of 1 and equivalence class of 3 are exactly same. And equivalence class of 1 and equivalence class of 2 are disjoint. They have nothing common in it. Same way, 2 and 3 are disjoint. So, for any set, if I am writing down the equivalence class, I can say that equivalence class are either disjoint or they are same. For example, here in this particular question, equivalence class of 1 and 3 is equal, exactly same. But equivalence class of 1 and equivalence class of 2 is disjoint. So their intersection is always a null set. Same way, equivalence class of 3 and equivalence class of 2 is also a null set. Right? So this is a very important property of equivalence class, that the equivalence class are either disjoint or they are exactly same. So when I discuss the properties of equivalence class, I can say that let R be an equivalence relation on a set A and A belongs to A and then A belongs to A. If A comma B, see, this is the same thing what I was explaining, since equivalence relation has a reflexive property. So A will definitely belong to its equivalence class. Okay, same way if A and B belongs to A, then A is R related to B if A is equal to B. Right? If two elements are related to each other, then their equivalence class will be same. For example, in this question, 1 and 3 are connected related to each other. That's the reason their equivalence class is same. Okay, if I suppose I have 3 comma 4 also and there is a set with 4 also, then equivalence class of 3 and 4 will also remain same because they are connected, they are related, okay, by the same relation. Okay, so this is what I was explaining you, ki either they are same or they are disjoint. Okay, so these two are the very important property of equivalence class. Okay, now what exactly is a partitions of a set? As I define equivalence class, okay, suppose there is a set S, okay, and I am splitting it up like this. Suppose this is subset A1, A2, A3, A4 and A5. Correct? Now, if I say that union of AI is equal to S and intersection of AI, AJ for all IJ is equal to null set, means they are all disjoint subsets of S and their union forms the S, then the collection of this subsets A1, A2 and all is called partition of set S. So now keeping this in mind, I'll go back up and I can observe one thing over here, that I observe 1 and 3 are the same, 1 and 2 are different, and if I take the union of equivalence class of 1 and 2 as they are different, so what I'll get, 1 comma 3 union 2, which is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 and which is nothing but the set A. So if I find the partition of any particular set, then in that case the union of all the partition give me the set. So I can say that equivalence relation induced a partition for a set. Correct? So we will, and this is a definition of partition which I have told you. So now we will do few questions which will make our idea of partition and equivalence relation very much clear. Now see, for example, there is a equivalence relation given, okay, and a set is given. Now I need to determine the partition induced. So what I will be doing, I will write down the equivalence class of each element. So I'll start with 1. So now what will be the equivalence class of 1? 1, 2, because 1 is connected to 2. Then move further, nothing is there, so done. Okay, then I'll write down the equivalence class of 2. Now if you remember, I said if an element is related to other element, their equivalence class will be same. Let me write, then you will understand. Now 2 is connected to 2 and 2 is connected to 1 also. So see, if you observe, 1 and 2 are same. Correct? Now go to 3. So for 3, what will be the equivalence class? First element will be 3 for sure. Then 3 is connected to 4 here. So I'll put 4 also. Then 3 is connected to anything else? No. So this is correct. Now since 3 is R related to 4, so definitely equivalence class of 4 will also be same. You can cross check. See, for 4, 4 and then 3. Correct? Now next is element is 4, which I have already done. So what I realize, equivalence class of 1 is equal to equivalence class of 2 and equivalence class of 3 is equal to equivalence class of 4, and equivalence class of 1 and equivalence class of 3 is disjoint, right? Same way equivalence class of 2 and 4 is also disjoint, right? And equivalence class of 1 union equivalence class of 3 is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, which is equal to A. So this is the partition induced by the equivalence relation. Okay, so it is very easy to find out the partition and it is very important question. Okay, define partition and find out the partition. Okay, now see, this is another set given and equivalence relation given, and you have to find out the partition. Again the same process I'll do. First I'll find out the equivalence class of A. So it will have 1, then 1 is connected to anything else? No. So over. Then I will go for 2. Now for 2, find out 2 is connected to 2, then 2 is connected to 3 also, then nothing. So over. So obviously 2 and 3 are here, so it will be equal to equivalence class of 3 also. Right? Then I'll do for 4. Now 4 is connected to 4 and 4 is connected to 5 also. So also I can say this is equivalent to equivalence class of 5. So what I have observed now, equivalence class of 2 and 3 is same, equivalence class of 4 and 5 is same, and 1, 2, 4 are disjoint equivalence class. So the partition induces equivalence class of 1, equivalence class of 2 and equivalence class of 4. So this can be written as equivalence class of 1 is 1 union 2 comma 3 union 4 comma 5, and which is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, which is equal to A. So I got the partition. Correct? Now let's move to the next question. Now see, this question we have already done in the previous video. A is given and relation x comma y belongs to R if x minus y is a multiple of 5. Create the equivalence class and the partition. So now when you are creating the equivalence class for this, so you need to figure out, now see, if I write down, if you want to write down all the terms of the relation, it's your choice. You can definitely write down the terms. And what type of terms will come here? See, my concept is x minus y is a multiple of 5. So if one number is 1, so what I should subtract from 1, okay, so that I should get a multiple of 5. So 1 minus 6 is 5. So 1 comma 6 and 6 comma 1 will be the first term. Now if I take 2, so 2 comma 7, because 7 comma 2 comma 7 is what? 5, which is divisible by 5. So 7 comma 2 will also come. Now here you have to observe one more thing. Since it is a multiple of 5, so even if I subtract 1 from 11, it will work. Right? So 11 comma 1 will also come. Right? And when I am talking about 2, so 2 comma 12 will also come and 12 comma 2 will also come. Because that is also a multiple of 5, right? 10. Same way if I extend this set to 15 also, so few more will come. 20 also, 16 will also come in that case. Right? So that way you have to write down the whole relation, or you can just write down few terms and put dash because there will be a lot of terms in this. Okay, now what exactly is my question? You have to create a equivalence class. So when I am creating equivalence class, like for 1, so obviously as I know कि 1 comma 1 will be there for sure. Okay, 1 will be there because here also, see, you should write 1 comma 1 also, because 1 minus 1 is 0, which is a multiple of 5. So first will be 1, second will be 6. Okay, then after 5, who is the number divisible by 5? 10. So 11 minus 1. So 11 will also come here. Okay, and after 10 you have 15 directly. So 16th anyway is not in the set. So this is done like this. And this equivalence class will be equal to 6 also, and this equivalence class will be equal to 11 also. Understood? Now let us talk about 2. So when I am talking about 2, first will be 2. Now next number what you want? 5. So 7 minus 2 is 5. So 7 will come. Then you want 10. So 12 minus 2 is 10. So 12 will come. Correct? So these are the 3 elements here. So this will be equal to equivalence class of 7 also. This will be equal to equivalence class of 12 also. Because I know, see, now these two equivalence classes are disjoint. Okay, 1 and 2. They are disjoint equivalence class. Though 1, 6, 11 are same, 2, 7, 12 are same. Now same way you write for 3. Now 3. So 1 is to 3 only. Now from which number I should subtract 3 so that I should get 5? 8. Correct? Now from which number I should subtract 3 so that I get 10? So 13. But 13 is not there in A, so I am done. So this will be equal to 8 also. Same way for 4 now you come. So one element will be 4. So what I should subtract, from which number I should subtract 4 so that I get 5. So I'll write here 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. And for 10 you should have 14, which is not there in set. So this is done. So this will be 9 also. So see, 1, 2, 3, 4 I have done. 6, 7 also done. 8, 9 also done. Hana? Then 10, 11, 12 and 5 is still left. So let me do for 5. So obviously 1 is 0. Oh sorry, 5. And which one is another one? If you talk about 10, 10 is there. 10 minus 5 is again 5. So 10 will also come here. So equivalence class of 5 and 10 is same. Now I have covered all the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 and 12. So all number equivalence class I have written. So what is a partition? Partition is union of all the equivalence class which are disjoint. So I can write like this. See, it is so easy. Now here I will tell you one more thing. If suppose from this partition you want to write down the relation, how you will write? See, it's very easy. Actually, I should have told you in a small question, but let me explain you here only. See, first you start with the first partition equivalence class. Now, in this will give me 1 is R related to 1, 1 is R related to 6, 1 is R related to 11. Okay, and then 6 is R related to 6, 6 is R related to 1 and 6 is R related to 11. Same way you write for 11. 11 is R related to 11, 11 is R related to 1 and 11 is R related to 6. So you have to write down, suppose like the same way as we write the Cartesian product of the same set. A cross A, that way I have written. So in relation what terms will go? 1, 1, 1, 6, 1, 11, 6, 6, 6, 1, 6, 11, 11, 11, 11, 1 and 11, 6. So this is from 1. So from here what will go? 2, 2, 2, 7, 2, 12. 7, 7, 7, 2, 7, 12. 12, 12, 12, 2, 12, 7. So like that if I list out all the element, I will form the relation. So I can ask you the question in both the ways. From relation find out the partition and from partition find out the relation. Both are possible. Both we can do. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. See here. Let A is this and consider the partition of A. Find the equivalence relation inducing this partition. Now see, this is the question. Now first they are telling the first equivalence class is formed by A, B. Obviously this is equivalence class of A and B both. This will be the equivalence class of A and this will be the equivalence class of B also. So how I will write? See, this will give me A, B, then B, B and B, A. Correct? So this is one set. Okay. Now second is C, D. So C, D is basically the class for C and D. Right? So this will give me, or better I'll write it here in my relation. What are the terms? First will be A, then A, B, B, B and B, A it should be. B, A. Now for the second one I'll have C, 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 D, D, D and D, C. Right? What is the next one? Next one is only E. So E is the equivalence class of only E. So I'll have E, E. So this is your equivalence relation. You can verify. So this is how you can find out the equivalence relation from the partition also. Okay. So for the first two questions what we did, from relation I figured out what is the partition, and in this particular question from partition I have figured out what is a relation. So my terms are a comma a comma b comma a, b comma b, c comma c comma d comma c. Okay, see here d comma c, and then d comma d and e comma e. So this is your equivalence relation. Okay, let's go to the next question. Now see, A is given, R is equivalence relation, and these are the this is the partition. You have to write down R. So now since I have explained you, I will directly write down the R. From this what will come? 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, then 2 comma 2, 2 comma 1, then 3 comma 3, then 4 comma 4, 4 comma 5, see 4 comma 4, 4 comma 5, 4 comma 7, right? Then 5 comma 5, 5 comma 4 and 5 comma 7, 7 comma 7, 7 comma 4, 7 comma 5, and then 6 comma 6. So this is the answer. This is the relation. Correct? You can do the reverse work also. From this now you can figure out the partition. You can check it is same or not. Okay. So the questions are very easy. So this is how you have to do. Now this okay fine. I thought it will be a lengthy question, but anyways we have figured out it fast. Okay. Now come to this question. On the set Z of all integers, a relation R is defined as A is R related to B if A square is equal to B square. Verify that the relation is equivalence relation. Determine the partition induced. So if I want to prove that it is equivalence, first is reflexive. So clearly we know that A square is always equal to A square, implies A is R related to A, implies reflexive. Then second one is symmetric. So obviously if A square is equal to B square, implies B square is equal to A square. Therefore, if A is R related to B, implies B is R related to A. Okay. Third is transitive. Transitive means if A is R related to B and B is R related to C. If A is R related to B means what? A square is equal to B square as per the definition. If B is R related to C means what? B square is equal to C square. Now from these two what I can write? A square is equal to B square, but B square is equal to C square. So A square is equal to C square means A is R related to C. So which is the transitivity? If A is R related to B, B is R related to C, I got A is R related to C. So it is an equivalence relation for sure. Okay. Now they are saying determine its partition as well. Now partition means what? All the elements X of integers means all integers which are R related to A. So when it is possible? It is possible when x square is equal to A square. So it is possible when x is equal to plus minus A. So one number will be 0 for sure. Correct? And the other equivalence class will be equal to n and minus n. Means plus minus a, so plus minus n. So if I am taking n plus minus n. So the partition induced will be equal to 0 and n. That's it. Simple. Right? Now let's move to the next question. Okay, this is another question. If A is equal to this, define a relation R on A cross A by this thing. Means I am saying it is a cross A. Now the set is A cross A. If the set is A cross A means what? Ki every element is an ordered pair. So there will be little confusion. But just understand, instead of single numbers now, you have a relation defined on A cross A. So it is ordered pair. So even a single number you are picking up is an ordered pair. So they are saying the elements, this is one single element, this is one single element. They are related if they satisfy this property. Okay. So now what you have to do, you have to verify that the relation is equivalence relation. Then we have to find out the equivalence classes. See here, now I am finding out the equivalence class of 1, 3 means it is an ordered pair. Okay. Same way 2, 4 and 1, 1. And then I have to find out the partition also. Now first step, what is A cross A? We all know how to form A cross A. Though they have not asked, just for your understanding, I have written A cross A also. So A cross A will be what? 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. Then 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, like that I have written all. And we have also discussed, since number of elements in A is 5. So how many elements will be there in A cross A? 25. Correct. So now how you can define the relation? Now the relation says that x1 plus y1 means in ordered pair both the terms sum should be equal to the other ordered pair sum. So this is how they have defined. So now who will come from this? Who will come in the relation? See, 1 comma 1. 1 plus 1 is always equal to 1 plus 1. So it will come. 1 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 1. So this will also come. Okay. So now you have to figure out all the terms. Like here, the sum is 1 plus 2 is what? 3. So you need to figure out all the pairs whose sum is 3. They will be all related to 1 comma 2. So let me take a big number so it will be more clear. Now suppose you are saying 2 comma 2. 2 comma 2 is 4. So now which are the elements which will be connected to 2 comma 2? 1 comma 3 will also be connected, related to it. Okay, so 2 comma 2 is related to 2 comma 2 as well as 1 comma 3. Now here it is 3 comma 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So such where you have the sum 5. Okay, so this will also come as sum 5. 4 comma 1 will also come as a sum 5. 2 comma 3 will also come as sum 5. So all such elements will come in the relation. Okay, now you have to prove that it is reflexive. So how I can prove that reflexive? Obviously if you take x comma x, so x plus y is x plus y. So it is reflexive. For symmetric, if I take the two numbers like this, so if this is equal, then by commutative I can swap the positions. Like this I can write reverse, and again this give me x2 y2 is are related to x1 y1, so symmetric. Now when I talk about transitive, I should take two numbers. So this is one number, this is another number. This is one number, this is another number. So for this I have this relation. Same way I should take, like A is R related to B. So this is A and this is B. Now B is R related to C I should take. So this is B and this is C. So for this I have written relation. My target will be to combine A and C. So if you see this, so x1 plus y1 is equal to x2 plus y2. But x2 plus y2 is x3 plus y3. So I can replace like this. So this gives me what? Ki x1 comma y1 is are related to x3 comma y3. So it is an equivalence relation. Correct? Now the next part, they are asking the equivalence class. Now if I am asking the equivalence class of 1 comma 3. So 1 comma 3 when I am asking, so 3 plus 1 is 4. So I should figure out all the ordered pair whose sum is 4. So 1 comma 3 will be always there. Then 3 comma 1 will also be there. And 2 plus 2 is 4. So 2 comma 2 will also be there. Now here it is 2 comma 4. So 4, 5, 6. So I should figure out all the ordered pair whose sum of both the things, abscissa and ordinate, is 6. So 2 comma 4, 4 comma 2. Correct. One thing is this. Then 2 comma 3 and 3 comma 2, because 2 plus 3 is 5. Then 4 comma 1, 1 comma 4. Oh sorry, we are doing 6, right? Sum should be 6. So 4 plus 2, 6 is working. Then 3 comma 3 will come. Then 5 comma 1 will also come. And 1 comma 5 will also come. So 2 comma 3 I got. And since this is another element over here, so this is also equal to equivalence class of 1 comma 5. This is also equal to equivalence class of 3 and 3. Okay, only difference is instead of number I have ordered pair now. Okay, same way for 1 comma 1 it will be 1 comma 1. So like this, so they asked me specifically these three equivalence class, so I wrote. Now what are the other equivalence class? See now how you should think, so that you should not miss any class. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 is the smallest sum. So for 2 I wrote. Now what numbers are giving me the sum? 3. So 1 and 2 will give me 3. So write for 1 and 2. 3 sum I got. Then 4 sum. 4 means 2 comma 2. Correct. After that 2, 4, then I will go for 5. So see 1 plus 3 is also 4. So this is the class what I am talking about. After 4, 5. So 3 and 2 I took as sum 5. So all pairs whose sum is 5 I have listed out. Correct. After 5, 6. So 6 already we did here. Then 7. So 5 plus 2, 7. So I did here. Then 7, 8. So 3 plus 5 I wrote here. After 8, 9. So 4 comma 5. Then 10. So 5 comma 5. I reached to the highest number. So I should stop here. So all these disjoint class will form the partition. So this is how you have to do the question. The questions are easy, topic is easy, it's not complicated, only the words are different, and sometimes you have to put extra effort when it is a theoretical question. Remaining, it is very easy. I hope you understood the concept. Kindly subscribe my channel and see whatever you want. You can update, you can put in the chat in YouTube only, so that I can upload that video. Thank you.